Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and this one is a bit of a random video. I just got on my recommended the game theory video, Goodbye Internet. I don't know what it's about actually, I haven't watched any of it, but I saw someone's status on Discord say something about matpat leaving, and so I thought I might as well do this video because I watched matpat's videos for a long time. So yeah, this is gonna be a reaction video on the game theorists Goodbye Internet. So yeah,
it's not clickbait. On March 9th, I'll be hosting my last theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else. There it is. That's it. Send tweet. And sorry that I keep getting emotional about this. I'll try not to, but it's a big deal. You know, like, if you think about it, this channel is Steph and my first child, really. Before we had Ollie, before we had Skip, Catbat, like, it was this. This was our baby. This channel has been going for 13 years. I think
holy
it's
shit,
somewhere around like
13?
1,200 theories, and only half of those are FNAF. Shocking, I know, we actually did stuff that wasn't FNAF related, but this has been a literal third of my life, and I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss this. I value what we have here.
Oh my.
This conversation, this
openness,
openness,
whoa.
This relationship that we share. And I'm sad that I won't be able to see you every week. Another sad fact of the matter is I'm getting older. I'm 37 now.
Whoa, 37.
The other day I actually had to Google my own age. And you know that when you have to start like doing math in your head to calculate how old you are over the age, friends. Though to be fair, to
37.
Credit, I think I'm like the only 37-year-old out there who has an unironic appreciation of Skibbity Toilet. Then again, maybe that's the problem, right? Like, maybe that's not a good thing. And honestly, because this is all about us being honest, there is a bit of a selfish side to this. When you think about it, there's only really two ways to step away from a YouTube channel. You either just decide the day that you stop uploading and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance slowly dies. It was also the year that I got to host the Streamy Awards, and it wasn't cringe. I mean, to be fair, the Streamy Awards are always a little bit cringe, but it was the right amount of cringe. When I pull up videos of all my favorite creators, and I watch them, and all of a sudden I start hearing people just casually dropping, "That's just a theory."
It's just a theory, a game theory.
Now this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory. A Freebirds theory.
Also a lot of lore, so if you're a big theory head, proceed at your own risk.
I did not know about this theory.
That's a theory.
Okay. That right there, that is incredible. That's the note that I want to leave on. And that's how you just know it's the right time. All of those reasons coming together, saying, hey, this is the moment. And that's hard to say, because change is scary. Change is hard. But sometimes the right decision isn't the easy decision. The easy decision would just be to carry on doing this and do FNAF part 332. That wouldn't be the right decision. I think the best way to explain it is with a video game analogy. Feels appropriate, right? Whoa, it's game theory, ha! Did it. Check the game part of where it all began, where you were just a kid waking up in bed and starting your adventure. And even though your mom's there and your dog's there and your weird telephone dad's there, it feels different somehow. Like, sure, this is still a place of love and acceptance and comfort and security, but you just don't quite fit anymore. Because because you just traveled the world. You made all these new friends. You are different. You grew up. And your relationship to this place grows up. It evolves. In case you couldn't tell, I'm Ness, which I guess would also mean that I'm also Sans. But I was also Ness in the FNAF movie, which just opens up all sorts of weird canon. Slap a thumbnail on that one. So anyway, there you have it.
Yeah.
That is why I'm leaving. I hope you can understand. But that obviously begs the question of like, what happens to the channels? Well, for the next 10 weeks, we're gonna have ourselves a big old going away party. If Unis Anus taught us anything, it taught us that you probably shouldn't use urine for a personal sauna. But if Unis Anus taught us two things, one was to not soak in your own urine, but two was to appreciate the time that you have left. So that's why over the next 10 weeks, we're gonna have a bunch of theories that are gonna be a lot of fun, revisiting old favorites, getting some closure on things. We're gonna see some familiar faces, a lot of awesome stuff. Although to be fair, I think it's 9 weeks, and I think we counted this one as week 1. That was stupid of us. That, my friends, is how you wind up getting Wario being 10 feet tall. Mathematically, should have double-checked the numbers. So I have 9 theories left on each of the channels.
Oh.
We're going to call them MatPat's Final 10 because that just sounds better.
Fuck,
At which point then on March
damn.
9th, we're going to have that big going away celebration, MatPat's Final Theory, and I just dust away. I stand astride my Music Man and I just whip a nay-nay off into the distance. But then something special happens. Create the perfect fantasy sports team. Because here's the thing, sports pros, at the end of the day, if you are in the statistics and numbers and doing calculations to see if your team won or lost, you're just playing a glorified Dungeons and Dragons game. Hate to break it to you, you're one of us, my friends. And
Damn.
sure, Game Theory is a format
Wow.
that I created. It's a show with this very excitable host who makes a lot of cringy dad jokes and says the word lore a lot. But at the end of the day, it's more than just the host. It is a show. It is a format. And in a broader sense, it is a state of mind. It's a way of thinking and approaching the world around you. It's more than just the host. And when you think about it, not a lot of YouTube channels function that way. We're special in that regard. Like, you're not going to be able to get another Markiplier stepping into the Markiplier channel. And you're never going to be able to recreate Jenna Marbles. And to be honest, you're never going to get another MatPat either. But you can have another game theorist. You can have another film theorist or food theorist or style theorist. I think in a lot of ways, we almost function kind of like the Doctor Who of YouTube are actually mine. If you go down to the credits, you can actually see in the description that there are certain names that have been appearing more
Tom
and more
Robinson.
frequently. Like, yeah, I'm listed on every single one as the writer because I touch every single script, I polish it into my voice. But in all honesty, the bulk of what I'm saying is coming from someone else. It's their research, it's their work. Why should they have to filter their creativity through my voice? I've always envisioned these channels as a place where we could spotlight all sorts of creators. I mean, it even goes back to the original URL of this channel, right? It isn't Game Theory, it was always The Game Theorists, because this was a place where you could find a lot of like-minded creators, all with a passion for gaming and education. That's why we had the partner shows like Gaijin Goomba with Culture Shock, or Drake with Smash History, or Ryder with A Brief History, or Austin with The Science,
Ah, yes,
and Lou
Austin.
with Breakdown. They regularly covering small indie projects, stuff like OnlyCans, like Mandela Catalog, like OWO. OWO? See?
Oh,
I
well.
learned. But if we're doing
I
that for
remember
all
that
these other
episode.
creators, why aren't we doing it for the creators on our own staff, who have been in the trenches doing the research, writing these words to deliver to you over the last couple years?
God damn it, another fucking ad.
Probably do my best to try and make it more sustainable for them. It's also going to people that you're already familiar with. You've seen them showing up in shorts. You've seen them here on the couch with me for GT Live.
Oh.
You've sometimes seen them washing their hair with me in my own shower. Don't read too much
What
into
the
that.
hell?
But it is accurate. Most importantly, though, they're each an expert in their own individual film theory. And Lee has been with us for 10 years. 10 years. It's crazy.
I didn't even know this guy
he was
was
actually
there.
editor number 3 for the channels. We had Ronnie, and then we had Ryder, Foot of a Ferret. And then we had Lee. I think his first theory that he ever worked on was Rosalina's Peach's daughter, Peach is Dead. One of my all-time favorite episodes.
Oh, I've
he's
seen that
ever
one,
done
yeah.
on the channel. And over time, he rose up. He had his own show on the channel here. He had Breakdown, which were these just beautiful documentaries that were edited in such an incredible way. And since then, he's been spearheading a lot of the creative on both the writing and the visual side. And now here it is. And then, of course, you have Santi and Tom. Santi over on Food Theory and Tom over here on Game Theory. And interestingly enough, they both grew up watching Game Theory. We were their childhood show.
Oh,
which,
wow.
To be fair, it just shows how old we are. Santi would eventually go work at Mythical with Rhett and Link before coming here, where he is bravely spearheading food theory and letting me mercilessly make fun of all of his recipes. He's much better than I give him credit for. I just like giving him a hard time. And then Tom, he worked at Disney and Fox, but he knew all along that he wanted to be here, right? Like, this was his aspirational goal. He wanted to write here. He emailed us a cold email outreach. We just miraculously saw it, decided to audition him, and he crushed it. His first episode that he worked on was actually watching every single installment of the Pokemon anime to calculate Pikachu's level. And to be fair,
I've seen
that was
that
his pitch.
episode as
Like,
well.
I have asked people to do some crazy things in the past, but not even I'm that brutal. Like, you can only watch Team Rocket blast off so many times, but he's like, this is an episode I'm passionate about. I think I'm going to knock it out of the ballpark, and I'm going to show you how committed I am. Far. Currently, he's working his way through Bendy because the new movie's coming up. If nothing else, I think that
Wait,
really
what the fuck?
proves
There's a
his
Bendy
level of
movie coming
commitment,
out?
And also,
Main character from the chat says, that sounds like somebody who doesn't have a flag on the moon.
I mean, that's if you believe it's even that.
The moon?
I don't think he actually believes that, but if he does, he's gonna get some weird Majora's Mask theories. Let me tell you. When I go
The
out at this
moon
point,
doesn't
I am
exist.
recognized at least once. And it's a fascinating split because 50% of the time it's like, oh my gosh, you're matpat. You were my childhood. I loved watching your FNAF theories. And I'm always like, well, you know, FNAF's still going. And they're like, what? No way. And we talk about the new game, and it's always really fun. But the other half is, oh my gosh, you're matpat. You are my childhood. I'm watching you right now. I loved your most recent theory. That's awesome. That's such an honor. I have been so honored to be a part of all of your lives. But I think it's time for someone else to have that honor. I think it's time for someone else to get to ruin some childhoods. And that just kind of leaves us with one final question, right? Which is, what about me? You know, where do I go? Do I just retire to a beach somewhere? Do I
Yeah.
whip a nene off into the distance? No. I'll still be here. Obviously, first off, we've got our final 10 episodes, like I said, so that's...
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 10 episodes. However many episodes are left between now and March 9th, we got those. I'm going to be on GT Live from now until the foreseeable future, probably until the end of the summer. That feels about right. And then we have the big going away video on March 9th. After that, I, stand aside as Santi, Lee, Amy, and Tom step up and take over the hosting role, host a giant fashion show that we're doing there. We all collectively had this thought of like, hey, online brands, online influencers are coming up with their own apparel lines. Why is there no place to showcase that sort of stuff? And then it hit us like, hey, we have a style and fashion channel. Why aren't we doing it ourselves? Creators in Fashion by Style Theory, that is coming to you in April, hosted by me. Some of the time that I'm not hosting the channels, I'm gonna be practicing my runway walk. Because let me tell you, if I'm sashaying down the runway, if I'm stomping the runway, it's not going to be pretty right now, so I need to practice that a little bit. There's also this animation show that we did a pilot for in like the middle of last year. It's basically like if you took Gravity Falls but aged it up and made it about adulting. It's really, really solid. And also there's this video game idea that I want to do for like so long that I've never had the opportunity to really like dive in around me. I had to be more careful about who I was saying was dead on a regular basis. Instead of talking about boobs, I ended up talking about Luigi's bulge. At this point, I think I'm kind of evolving into a grandpa pat, for lack of a better term. And just like your grandparents, hopefully cool grandparents, but just like a grandparent, you don't get to see me all the time. And I don't get to see you all the time. And maybe we call and talk to each other every once in a while. But at the end of the day, that grandpa loves getting to see you. Let's say, for one of the final times, not the final time, but one of the final times, as always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Wow. That's a lot to take in. I mean, a whole 25 minutes of it, but yeah. I don't know exactly when I started watching game theory videos, but I think that MatPat absolutely deserves this, that deserves this retirement, I guess. Like he said, he's been going at it for 13 years. Like, wow. I don't know. I don't know exactly what to say, but MatPat, if you're watching, thank you for creating so many great videos. And this video is probably only gonna get like 10 views anyway, but yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'll try my best to watch the remaining 9 videos that MatPat's going to be in. The remaining 9 theories, I guess. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.